Good morning, everyone. This is Father Nate, missionary priest in Italy, and thank you for joining us today, August 28th, on No Greater Delight, our podcast on Marian feasts and Marian meditations. Well, today it seems like a pretty calm day for us. We start with the Abbot Orsini, who tells us they celebrate Our Lady of Kiev in Ukraine. Adding to that is, where there is a large image in alabaster which spoke to Saint Hyacinth in the year 1241, and told him not to abandon it to the enemy who was besieging the city, but to carry it off with him, which he did without any difficulty, the image having lost its weight. Interesting. The other thing celebrated today is the Dormition of the Theotokos, which is the Russian Orthodox date for the, like we said, the Dormition, the falling asleep, right? So Orthodox and Catholic churches share the belief that the Mother of God did not suffer bodily decay, and they celebrate a major feast in honor of her entrance into heaven on August 15th, right? But Orthodox churches use the Julian liturgical calendar, right? And they celebrate the feast on the corresponding New Style date of August 28th. Interestingly enough, preceded by a 2-week fast, the Feast of the Dormition marks the end of the summer harvest. Although Dormition means falling asleep, we're told that Orthodoxy is somewhat more certain, or we could say assertive, than Catholicism of Mary's natural death and bodily resurrection 3 days later, right? Although conveyed to heaven, her body's persistence implies a unique ability to continue helping believers on earth. So, that is what we are celebrating today, August 28th, in the Marian world. For today's Marian meditation, taken from the book by Father Ildefonso Villar, we read the third and concluding meditation from Meditation 69, the Solitude of Mary. And this point is entitled, The Return from Calvary. Our Savior remained in the sepulchre. For Mary, there was neither rest nor tranquility. She found herself so lonely, so bereaved, so derelict and homeless. Gently accompanied by those souls around her, but feeling in her heart a frightful solitude, she set out on the return journey to her dwelling. Those around her, with a heavy heart, thought of the torn heart of the mother returning alone without her son. Follow her in that sorrowful trip. On her way back, she had to climb Calvary again. How would she feel on seeing the cross void and empty, stained with the blood of God? She stops at its foot, embraces it, and adores it. The cross is no longer an infamous gibbet. It is no longer something hateful, horrible, and accursed. In the cross, Mary sees the tree of life, which has just given us, fully ripened, the fruit of our salvation. The cross is now the key of heaven. It is the sword which will ever conquer the enemies of Christ. It is the weapon of combat for all Christians. From now on, it will be the madness of those loving souls who will be unable to live without it, those who choose to embrace it and live crucified on it. The cross will now be a weighing scale, where all our actions will be weighed, and where men will find the reason of their damnation or salvation. O divine and blessed cross, what sweet expressions would Our Lady pour on it! How she would give vent to her feelings in sweet tears and tender embrace. Let us too embrace that cross, be enamored of it, since it was watered by the blood of Christ and by the tears of his mother. Let the cross be, as St. Paul tells us, our greatest glory and happiness. Then Mary got up and proceeded on her journey. How many recollections thronged her mind on reaching that accursed city, the God-killing city. Its streets are still fresh with the blood of her Son. She often stops to kiss those holy stains. At every bend, at every corner, 1,000 recollections crowd her mind. There he fell. There they met. There he lifted his cross. And there, amidst the shadow of darkness, is the palace of Herod, where Jesus was dismissed as a madman. And there is the palace of Pilate, and the square where the mob cried for his death, and the balcony of the Ecce Homo, and the courtyard of the scourging. Poor mother, how she recounts those steps one by one. Accompany our Heavenly Mother very often on this devout pilgrimage. Make the stations of the cross well and often, and always accompany our Blessed Lady. She will teach you how to make the stations of the cross well.
Hello, and we hope that you enjoyed listening to our Marian podcast. In the spirit of Saint Bernard of Clairvaux, we say to you that there is no greater delight than to spread the devotion of Our Lady. We hope you share these sentiments and encourage you greatly to share with a loved one. Know that you are always in our prayers, and we ask that you keep us in yours. God bless.